Joining me, and I hope you're all doing well today. Now, I'm still suffering with pain, but it's predictable. It's kind of a predictable thing because it suddenly got cold. So when it suddenly goes hot, I get pain. When it suddenly goes cold, I get pain. And also I've had my flu jab. So all of these things, so that's why I look upbeat even though I don't feel it, because I don't mind pain that I can predict and I know a reason for. I know then that there's a cause and it's going to go away eventually and I can deal with it. But I've still got my ribs. They're not quite as bad, but it's just making me feel a bit old and decrepit. Hello there, Emma. And the earrings that I'm wearing, they're a bit of a work in progress because I'm not very good at freestyle cutting at the end. But I made these earrings with macrame. So I'm going to start making some earrings, but I'm going to get a template to do the cutting because I don't like the finish. I need to get the cut better. Hello, Rachel. So what do you think of the earrings? They're a bit boho, but I think that's all in at the moment. But yeah, I need to get a template so that I can get it cut really evenly at the bottom, which I've seen one and I'm going to order it. I mean, I could make my own template, but I just kind of like this one and it's easier. But I thought I'd show you them on my live. And I'm nearly finished Terry's belt. I would have finished it sooner had I not had that fall with my ribs. So I'm definitely on a roll now with my macrame. How is everybody? Hello, Rachel, and hello there, Sunshine, i.e. Emma. I'm just putting some magic cream on. Now, because, again, my pain's not great and I can't move around very easily because I've got my ribs and my back and everything now, I thought I'd do another Instant Look in a palette, and I haven't done this one for ages, and yet it's one of her recent ones. So this was the Instant Look of Love in a palette, but it's Glowing Beauty, and I couldn't find this for ages. Thank you. I couldn't find this palette for ages and ages, and I thought I'd lost it. And I was really heartbroken because actually of the two palettes, this one that she brought out in this Instant Look of Love, this one was actually more suited to my skin tone. And then I realised that I'd taken it to my aunt's funeral and it was still sitting in my black bag. Can you believe it? I've got so many handbags and I find things in them. So I found it and I thought I'm going to put that on today because it's got everything in the one palette. And I don't know if Stacey's online, but I'm just going to say, Stacey, I have read your message and I'm going to contact you later. I was too unwell to read messages last night, but I've seen it and I will get in contact with you later. And I'm going to put some beautiful skin on, some beautiful skin foundation. I've done a necklace as well, by the way. I've been trying out all sorts of things. I've made a necklace and I've made belts. I've made a hand sanitizer holder that you clip onto your handbag. And I can do a smaller version where you can put lipstick in it. And I've done different styles of earrings, basically. So yeah, I'm just really enjoying having a go. Hello there, Natasha. And I must show you, because we were talking about the Queen last week. I did order something, which is a little kind of memorial to Queen Elizabeth. And I should have actually shown you before I started putting my foundation on, because I don't want to get mucky hands on it. Let me just make sure that my hands are clean. I've got a tissue down here. Right, I must show you this. It's so, and you may have seen this photograph already, but when I saw this photograph, I thought, I've got to get this, because it just, I was so heartbroken over the death of the Queen. And it's so beautiful, and it just, when I saw it, it brought tears to my eyes. It's a little plaque which comes with a stand that you can put it on. And I'm going to hold it at the back just in case I've got any traces of foundation still on. But look at that. You ordered the Jolie lipstick after watching the live, but in velvet finish. Oh, right. Have you got it now? Do you like it? Now, look, Queen Elizabeth, and it's got her with Paddington Bear and her corgis walking off. And it's on a stand. If anyone likes that, it cost me 20 quid on Amazon. And you get the stand to put it on your sideboard. I thought that was beautiful. So yeah, just put in Queen's Memorial Gifts. I know, well, it did make me cry. Hello, Robin. Isn't it? I just love the way she's walking off with Paddington. And now my eyes watering. I'm not crying, but my eyes watering. It's been really sensitive at the moment. Isn't it lovely? So yeah, Amazon. I can, if anyone's interested and you put a comment underneath, I'll send you the exact link. They've got mugs and things in it, but I just thought I'd like a little plaque to put on the side. Ah, the velvet and sheer finish were 15% off at Boots. Now, is it sheer or is it satin? Because I suddenly thought last week, does the S stand for sheer or satin? You must let me know, Emma. It might mean satin. Right. Sorry, my eyes watering again. It's been doing that again all the time. How are people liking the weather? I'm trying to resist. You ordered both. Well, I'm sure it's going to suit you. I've been wearing my lipstick. It's gone in my handbag this week and I've been wearing it all week. And of course, these earrings don't really go with what I'm wearing. I just wanted to demo them. See this one? This one needs straightening out a bit. Right, that's my Beautiful Skin foundation, Charlotte Tilbury, in shade 7 Neutral. And then I'm going to use a little bit of the new concealer, if I can find it. I try and use the newer items. It definitely is here. Again, I just need to find it. Hold on, guys. Hello, Stacey. Stacey, I just said if Stacey comes on here, I've only just read your message before I came on my live, so I'm not ignoring you, and I will message you later on, okay? I've been through something very similar, so we can definitely have a chat. Did I say hello to Robin? Hello, Robin. I didn't say hello to Robin. Hello, Robin. Hello, Stacey. So, hello, Emma. Now, you see, as the sun's going in, this concealer's looking less pale on me. That's why I thought it's fine. Hello. But I'm still going to put a little bit down my nose just to balance it out a bit. It's a little bit on the light side for me, but I just love this concealer. Absolutely love it. It's just the right texture. You can share info with the Ali Pallies if you want to. Okay, I was being discreet, Stacey, but Stacey's been called back from her mammogram, so she's very worried at the moment. And similar thing happened to me. I was called back for a biopsy, Stacey, and I know this doesn't help you, but mine turned out to be okay. And I can tell you all that you have to go through when you get called back so that you know what to expect. Because me telling you mine was okay doesn't help you, I know. But I can tell you the process of what they do when they call you back so that it's not as scary, because it's awful that you get a letter telling you this. And, you know, I've had 3 members of my family diagnosed with breast cancer. One of whom died of breast cancer, my mum, and I have my aunt and somebody else that may not want me to talk about it, so I'm not going to say who. But it was alarming, very alarming, and I can definitely talk you through what's going to happen. Same happened to your mum, Robin. There you go. So, hello, Terry. Terry, I've nearly finished your belt. It would have taken me a lot quicker had it not been for my fall and my rib pain, but it's nearly finished. And I'll send you a picture of it soon. I haven't forgotten. Right. Now, I'm going to just use, because I've got the rib pain. I've got the pain in my back because the weather has gone cold. I've had a flu jab and I'm really achy. I've taken to my Instant Look Inner palettes. At this time, I'm using the Instant Look of Love in Glowing Beauty. I've done a live before on the other one, which was called Pretty Something or Other, which was the lighter version, but I'm going to use this one today, which is more akin to my skin tone. So I'm using that so I don't have to move around. And what is great, what I loved about these palettes is that she put powder in them. So actually I was going to put the new Airbrush brightening powder, which I may put under my eyes. But what I love is she's got the normal airbrush powder instead of a highlighter in this palette, which I just find really handy because it really is everything on the go, not having to reach for multiple items. And this one is medium airbrush. Stacey, what happened is, I'll tell you a little bit while I'm talking and putting this on. So I'm just putting some powder on at the moment, and this is the medium one that's in here. What happened is I got a letter saying, you've been recalled for a biopsy, and I was really alarmed. And it had been very recently that a member of my family had been diagnosed with breast cancer, so I immediately thought the worst. And it said, like, your appointment's within 2 weeks, it's fast tracked, which is it's reassuring and alarming at the same time. And I know that feeling. And when I went along, it said the letter said you're going to have an ultrasound and a biopsy. And there was no real explanation other than that. So I went all prepared for a biopsy, and my partner was with me. You know, I really thought I was going to have... You haven't had a mammogram? But you've been sent. Okay. Well, let me tell you this, because I think it might help you. So, because if they're going to do an ultrasound... So... Once they'd done the ultrasound, they didn't need to progress to the biopsy. So basically what they will do, so now you said that, sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you'd been recalled. Hello there, Maria. So they'll do a mammogram first, And Terry's saying to get a 3D mammogram. Terry, I'm not sure they offer that here on the NHS. But if they do, then it's a great idea. Thank you, Shahina. Hello, Shahina. So they'll do a mammogram, then an ultrasound, then a biopsy. Oh, you had them all at the same time. I have had an ultrasound and biopsy on it 4 years ago, and it's grown twice the size now. Okay. Okay, if it looks like it's suspicious, then they'll go on and they'll do a biopsy. But even if it looks suspicious, it doesn't mean it is. So I'm saying that because I know nobody can reassure you that it's not, you know, the one thing that we all fear. But I started panicking way sooner than I needed to panic, because you kind of think, oh, you know, it definitely is at the beginning because I've been recalled. And so with things that are growths that look not like breast tissue, they have got to investigate it and they've got to rule it out within 2 weeks. And if there's something that's grown, they will probably do the biopsy. But we're all here and we're all rooting for you. I'm just going to put some of this bronzer on, but I will message you later, Stacey. So I'm just putting on some bronzer, and I love this bronzer because it's just the right shade. It looks like a lot of people here have experienced either themselves or in the same family. Well, what happened, Emma, yeah, what happened with me is they sent me for an ultrasound and biopsy, but once they did the ultrasound, they said, we're convinced that it's just a cyst. There's nothing suspicious about looking at it, and therefore we don't need to go on and do a biopsy. So it all depends on what they see on the day. But if you've had an ultrasound and a biopsy before, Stacey, they'll probably do the same again. I didn't eat breakfast and went faint. Definitely eat breakfast. Yeah, it's difficult though, isn't it, when you're feeling nervous that you can't eat. Have something starchy like a piece of toast. Yours was a fibroid on the breast. I've not heard of that. Are we talking breast now? Have I completely misunderstood your message, Stacey? Or are you talking uterus? I've heard of fibroids in the uterus. Am I going on about the wrong thing? Have I got the wrong end of the stick completely? Right, I'm going to... Yes, I've got hold of the wrong end of the stick. I'm really sorry, Stacey. It's because I read the message quickly on the fly, and I thought I read breast cancer. I'm really sorry. So fibroids, okay. Oh, it's breast. Okay. I'm a bit speechless because I've never heard of fibroids on the breast. You learn something new every day. Now, I hope I'm not sounding heartless. Yours was something like that too, Stacey. Oh, you definitely learn something new every day. I've heard of cysts, but I've never heard of fibroid. I've got fibroids, but on the womb. It's a good job there's no men on this live, isn't there? We're talking all women's things. or I should say uterus things. Now I'm just putting on the first colour here. Sorry, I said yes when you asked me another question saying, is it breast? Yes, so yes, it's breast. Right, so I love this shade, by the way. I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm sort of interleaving between makeup, and I never know what to do when people talk about these, whether to stop doing my makeup, because it seems a bit heartless. But I'm carrying on, and I'm reminding people who were here for the makeup as well as the chat what I'm doing here. So I've just put on this shade here, and I'm now moving on to this. Now this is a strange shade, as I recall. It's a bit glittery, and it's not my favorite one, this shade in the middle, but it just gives a bit of extra glow, so I tend to just put it in the middle as a kind of pop shade. It's got quite a bit of sparkle in it. It looks really dark in the pan, but it's not. It's quite transparent. Look, let me just swatch it for you. I'm doing this because my eye's watering again. Oh, you got Jolly Rouge as well. See that it's a kind of, it gives quite a wet look to the eyes, this one in the middle. I'm going to try and put that on with my finger, actually. It looks really blurry. Ah, okay. I shall do that. Yeah, it was. Thank you, Shahina. Can I blur it up again? My skin look better. Right, and then I'm doing the last one, which is this lovely brick terracotta shade. But I've got to stop my eye watering. Excuse me a second. This is actually a really nice palette to use in the autumn. Or the fall, as you call it in the States. It's real fall shades. The only time we use the expression fall for autumn in the UK is... Wish we could see all the colours. Oh, the single pop eyeshadows. No, I haven't. I shall have a look. I shall investigate. My sister will be delighted. She's always saying, why doesn't she bring out single pop shades? So I will let her know later on. The only time we ever call autumn fall in the UK is when we're trying to remember what the clocks do. And the way that I was always taught, you know, when the clocks go forward or back, the way I've always remembered it is spring forward, fall back. It's how I remember it. And then the only thing is there's no highlighter. But I was quite happy not to have a highlighter in this palette because it's got powder. And I would much prefer to have a powder than a highlighter in a palette that is on the go. Because I think you can do without a highlighter, especially if you've got glowy, you know, you put a glowy foundation on and you don't over powder. You don't necessarily need a highlighter, but I do miss it under my brows. She's not bringing out a 12 pan, which is disappointing. It is, but do you know what? I'm kind of a bit relieved because I always feel like I've got to get it because it's always so interesting. But there's always some kind of repeats and I always end up not using it after Christmas. So I always feel like it's a waste. It has got a highlighter. What, you mean this? Oh, this one. Is that a highlighter? You're right, Stacey. I thought that was part of the pop shade. I am forgetting my Charlotte Tilbury. What am I like? It has, but it's a dark one in this one. You're very right. You know, I was looking at it thinking it's a Swish and Pop, but it is actually a highlighter. It's just designed for very sort of dark skin, really. It doesn't really work very well on my brows as a highlighter. Thank you for reminding me. How could I forget my Charlotte Tilbury? Right, let's put that highlighter on. You're putting me to shame. Let's put some on. You see, it looks more like a highlighter here than it does under my brows. I think it is also because I don't use it. That's the thing about this palette, because it's too dark. It just doesn't really show up very well. Because they did the same thing that Charlotte Tilbury always does. Is she does one for fair skin and one for dark skin and nothing in between. So you end up having to buy both. No, don't be silly. I'm glad you reminded me. There's no need to say sorry. I'm teasing. Right, and then this is the blush, which is a lovely pink shade, which will go with my outfit. Now, I've got a red cardigan on, which is too much red today. Actually, I like wearing it with a black top, as you can see. But I love this outfit, right, because I got it. It's brand new. And it's probably the cheapest outfit that I've bought in a long time. But I spotted it. It's got a skirt to match. I spotted it in Primark. And what I love, especially when my pain's bad, is having things with elasticated waists. And I like the skirts that you can just slip on. Because especially with my lymphedema and my back pain, just climbing into something rather than having to zip it up or pull it over legs when they're really swollen, whatever. I love it. And I saw this and I thought, it's pink and red and it's got elasticated waist and I love it. The top, this top, you've got to nip out. Okay, this top, which is kind of, I've only put the red cardi on because I'm cold indoors. Okay, Stacey, I'll speak to you later on chat. This was a tenner. And the skirt, the matching skirt was a tenner. And it's so comfortable. And it looks pretty good as well. I'll no doubt get a comment from my other half tomorrow. Something about Harlequins. Now, this is the blush. I always get funny remarks when I get colourful clothes. But it's normally a backhanded compliment. Normally. So So that is the palette. And that is called Glowing Beauty. And that was one of her 2 that she released with the powder. And there is a highlighter in it. So you get a bronzer, a powder, a blush, a highlight, and then 3 eye shades. Now, what I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to grab that pencil because I still haven't got round to doing a video on it. And I still haven't even opened the parcel. Can you believe it? This is me being completely lazy and in pain. When do these palettes usually get released? They usually get released, Robin. Oh, Stacey's gone, Terry. So I don't know what she thinks of the Jolly Rouge lipstick. She's just said goodbye. Maybe she'll put up a picture on Instagram. The palettes, Robin, usually get released around September time, October. Sometimes what she does, they're kind of Christmas releases. So sometimes what she does is in September, towards the end of the month in September, it'll be around payday. Charlotte Tilbury are very good at releasing things around the end of the month because they know they can capture people when their pay's just gone in. They're crafty like that. And what they do is they'll release something for a couple of days and then they'll pull it back and say it's coming back at Christmas. Robin's in Australia. It's only recently gotten there. I'm not sure about Australia, but I'm sure that's like the online releases tend to be there. Now, I'm going to go, my other half is, as usual, piled up a load of laundry behind me. So do excuse the unglamorous setting. He actually left an iron on my makeup table, but he does do the washing. So I feel like I can't really complain too much. It's all been skincare and base stuff. That's true. They're usually £49. Is that the instant look in a palettes? Yeah, these are normally about that. £49. But you get everything that you need in it for a look in one palette. So I kind of think they're quite good value. They've always been very good value for money when you consider that eyeshadow palettes have got 4 shades in and are 40 odd quid now, and then the blushes are about 30 quid, and the powders about 30 quid, and their bronzers are about 30 quid, and you're getting it all in one palette for 49. It's always been a good value item to get, and I love her instant look in her palettes, especially when, as I said, I'm having a bad pain day and I really don't want to keep getting up and looking for different things and trying to root around for things. You'd love to get one. She's bought out a load. What I can do, if you like, because I haven't done this for a while, I'm not sure how helpful it is. I'm talking to myself now. What I can do is I will do a video about all the instant look in her palettes because I've kept all of them since they came out. And there's quite a few now. Off the top of my head, I mean, I could go through them all, but I would say there's about 8 or 9 that she's bought out, and I've got all of them. I can do a palette showing them all. The problem, when I'm saying I'm not sure how useful it would be, is because what she does is she brings one of them out and then she withdraws it, and then she brings a different one out. So you can't go back. If there's one that you particularly like, you can't go back and buy that one because it's no longer available. But it might be a useful thing to see how they've changed throughout the time. Whether or not, like the live, everyone. Oh, is everyone going? You can get them on Beautylish. what I'm going to do before I go is I'm going to show you this eyeliner that I haven't even opened yet. Right? And because I think it will go really well with this look, I'm going to just grab it because I know exactly where it is, and I'll be right back. And please excuse all the piled up laundry in the background. You probably can't see too much of it, but in case you can. Right. So this is one of her new eyeliners. You're not going. Okay. When I saw like the live, everyone, I thought maybe people were going. Let me try and get this box open, and remembering this time not to show my address to the world. Do you remember I did that once? See, I forgot that I'd also ordered a travel size of Take It All Off, because I used to love this, and she's brought it out in a new formula. So I'm going to review this soon, but it's basically, she's now added some ingredients to it. Camellia flower, chamomile flower, which is also very soothing. So I can't wait to try that, but I thought I'll get a little travel size and try it first until I know that I like it. Oh, look, and a little Pillow Talk. I keep collecting these because I actually prefer the travel, these size of Pillow Talk. They don't dry up and they're great for getting into your lashes. So I'm going to use that in a minute. Right. This is the eyeliner that I'm talking about, and it's called Sleep Cheat Liner. Now, it's new, but it's not really new, okay? Now, when I say it's not really new, it's because she's got a kind of eye cheat, and she's got a blue eyeliner, okay? But she's not done them together. And I think it's really handy to have these two together, because if you look back, and I'm going to try and find the link to the video that I did before and the link to Charlotte's video before, is that this is a great little trick, navy and a kind of eye cheat together, especially if you've got hooded lids, for making your eyes. You're always excused, Ali. If you could see my house right now, you'd be happy with your pile of laundry clutter. I thought you said you were leaving. Oh, no. Thanks, Sheena. We'll do the shipping to here is usually a killer. All right. So thank you, Terry. And see, I get so distracted, I forget what I'm saying. But so, yes, she's got an eye cheat, which isn't exactly the same colour. I believe that this is peach, but really it's not that much different to the eye cheat. It's probably a little bit more peach in it than the eye cheat, but very similar, right? And then she's got a navy. Now, of course, she does a navy eyeliner as well, which is good, and it's called Marlene Midnight. Now, I did a video a while back, and it was based on one that Charlotte had done, because if you use navy, what happens is navy can look almost black on your eyes, but it has got this thing where it tricks anybody looking at you. The eye doesn't see it immediately as being navy. So don't worry about, oh, I don't usually do blue eyeliner, because people looking at you won't immediately know that you're wearing navy eyeliner. But what they will know is it will actually make your eyes pop more than if you are just wearing black, because it's a contrast. Now, even if you've got blue eyes, it may not be as much of a contrast with blue eyes as it would be brown eyes, for example. But because it's dark blue, it's still a contrast. And the contrast combined with this really opens up the eye. So if you've got hooded lids or your eyes are small, this really does open your eyes. And she's very craftily thought, I'm going to combine these two and make one product. and call it Sleep Cheat. And I'm going to show you. Now, I did this video a way back where I put on the Sophisticate palette. This would work really well with the Sophisticate palette as well, because again, it really will contour your eyes and make your eyes look open. And to have brown on first, right, as a kind of a browny taupey shades first, will contrast with the blue, and again will help your eyes pop. So I'm going to put it on one. I'm going to do it on this one because this eye's watering, right, and you'll see what I mean. So I'm going to put on this underneath first, and I want to test out, is it as good as a eye cheat? It actually is, because some of these 2-in-1s, I haven't been that impressed by the one that you put in your waterline, but this one seems to be very pigmented, so I'm actually quite impressed with that. I will give you an update though, whether I think it's as good as the eye cheat. Can you see this eye's really watering? So I'm avoiding doing that one for the moment. Now if I take my navy one and I just put it along the top, and I'm just tucking it right in there, so I'm not taking up too much of my mobile lid, because I haven't got much of a mobile lid because I've got hooded lids. What will happen is, although it looks black, it's not black, and because it's not black, it will immediately contrast with your eyes and make your eyes pop and just look more open. Now, if I take a bit of it and put it underneath, and you can see I haven't taken that line all the way along, and I'm just smudging out the bottom line. I can do it all the way along, but I don't have to. And I certainly wouldn't go all the way along at the bottom, but I just want to take it underneath where I've put that. Sorry about my eye watering. Now, can you see how it's made my eye look more open? It really does cheat the eye. Now, you can do this with any navy and any sort of eye cheat type, you know, white or cream eyeliner. But the great thing about this is she's put it into one product. And I think that's going to come in really handy. Now, you can also put this, if you're brave, the blue in the upper waterline. Can you see how different that makes that eye look open? So, if you want an all-in-one, this she's bought out, but she didn't kind of advertise it was a new product, because it's not really. She's just put a 2-in-1. You can get a blue eyeliner, you can get this eyeliner, really. It's not that much different to her eye cheat. Slightly peachier, but not really. But the fact that you can get the 2-in-1. Now, she bought out a black one with the eye cheat the other side, but I didn't actually like the formula, and the eye cheat was not as good. This side was not as good, and it wasn't as pigmented, but I think she's done something about that, because this one is definitely looking pigmented to me and soft. So far, so good. If anyone wants a cheap dupe, Wilko do a good nude eyeliner, Essence nude eye pencil. Essence are good, actually. Sorry, I've got to just wipe under my eye again and wipe my nose. This eye is so sensitive at the moment. But I like the fact there's 2-in-1, because if you bought 2 eyeliners on Charlotte Tilbury, it would definitely be more expensive if you were buying them from scratch. And I think I'll get a lot of use out of that. But I've been waiting to do a separate video on it, and I thought I hadn't got round to it, so I might as well do a live demo today. I'm not going to do this one at the moment because it's just going to stream off. So I'll look weird. I don't care. I'm not going out. So I hope that's been helpful. But that is called the Sleep Cheat Liner Duo. Not to be confused with the other one that she brought out, which she called the Exaggerized Duo, which was black one side and a kind of nude shade the other side, which actually I didn't think was very good, the formula-wise. I think this is far better. Seems like she's worked on the formula. It's quite soft. But I will update you. And I might, if I do a video, I'm going to put I know what I'm going to do. I will do a video on it, and I will put this on one eye. And on the other eye, I'll put on the cheat, her individual eye cheat, and her Marlene Midnight on the other eye. And then I'll do a wear test so we can see what they look like after 5 hours. That's what I'll do. So we can compare the two. All right. Now you've already seen it, and I don't need to do a kind of first impression. I will do, is this as good or better or worse or the same as buying them separately? But definitely cheaper to buy them together in this little thing, and such a good idea. But I will post, I'm about to go, but I will post the video that I did doing the look with the navy and the navy and this in the waterline, and how you can make your eyes look bigger if you've got hooded lids. And I'll also link you the video that Charlotte did long before this came out, years ago, when she just started up her brand, where she did the look with the Sophisticate palette. And it really does make your eyes look bigger and more awake. And I think you can see it definitely makes your eyes pop and look more awake. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you like my macrame earrings. If anyone's interested, let me know. I'm going to get a template so that I cut these a little bit more evenly. I'm trying to do a semicircle, but I'm going to get a template. These are just my kind of first attempt at them. Yeah, let me know if you fancy some earrings. Take care. Love you all. See you all soon. I haven't put any lipstick, but I'll put some on, and I'll put a photograph on Instagram. Love you all. Take care. Mwah.